What's your best truth or dare gone wrong moment? In 6th grade before English class, my friends were playing spin the pencil truth or dare and coming up with stuff that could be done in class. The pencil landed on a girl as she was coming into class and they dared her to kiss me. She said she'd rather kiss the floor. She actually kissed the floor. F. Friend and I are home from college getting drunk. 16-year-old sister walks in with her girlfriends who want us to play truth or dare. Friend and I agree as we are already intoxicated. Not even 3 dares in, one of the girls is dared to kiss my friend. He gets up and walks out of the room exclaiming, "I will not go to jail." It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? College dorm drinking and playing truth or dare. One guy in the room picks truth. Was asked what age and how he lost his virginity. Turns out he was forced to have intercourse at 11 or 12 by his older siblings. Room went real quiet after that. This reminds me, I was playing Never Have I Ever with a large group of people I didn't know very well. It's been many rotations around the group, so I am out of boring stuff. I say never have I ever killed anybody. One guy put a finger down. Turns out he had accidentally killed his friend playing in a construction site many years ago. Girl picked truth. Her BF asked who was the best frick she ever had. She named his brother. She was drunk and told the truth, but he was super peed. We got to watch the whole thing. Turns out it was before she was dating him, but he was still upset. He's a moron. Only 2 answers for that. Him or someone else. That's not a gamble most guys should take. Senior year in high school. Was dared to kiss the girl I had a crush on. She was a very shy person to begin with and her friends totally set the whole thing up to get us together because she liked me a lot. Go in to kiss her and she blushes furiously, farts loudly, and then scrambles to her feet and runs away crying. I laughed so hard at this. Poor thing. In uni, T&D and my buddy gets dared to streak across the grounds at the student housing. Middle of winter, so more than just propriety at stake here. We all supported a footwear caveat, so not completely naked. Crappy little balcony attached to the apartment we were drinking in. He strips down, slides open the balcony door on the 2nd floor to hop the rail onto the ground and go for his dash. As he's going over quickly he pauses sitting on the rail, facing where he was going to make a short jump to the ground. His nuts and area around his perineum froze to the metal rail he was sitting on. Someone laughing said push him, but before anyone could he screamed, like a girl, no, and no one did. Fortunately he didn't jump and rip the fricking skin from his nuts and area. We filled a KFC bucket with warm water and poured it into his lap so it would run down to the contact area and he came loose. Everyone decided he was good on the dare anyway. I still cringe thinking if, in that split second, someone would have pushed him, or he lost his balance. It was a bit precarious. Post-mortem discussion was that he was a bit sweaty down there before he stripped. His hands had some damage too, but hey, who gives a crap about hands when your nuts are froze to a balcony rail? I want to laugh, but the thought of frozen flesh tearing off along a metal railing has forced me to disconnect the internet at the end of this sentence. During a drinking game of truth and dare with a bunch of friends, the shortest most timid girl of our group was dared to eat yogurt from the fattest guy's belly button in our group. After about a minute of convincing, she went for it and immediately started puking all over the guy. Why would anyone dare someone to do this? I was 10 years old, hanging out with my brother and his friend. A random truth or dare session came about, and I thought it would be fun to join in. When it was my turn I picked dare and my brother's friend told me to spray cinnamon spray on my butt, like right at the hole, and I did. Dropped pants, squatted and sprayed. I remember the moment it started to burn. To this day I tense up. I ran around the house looking like Zoidberg until the pain stopped. Cinnamon challenge revamped. Back in college we were pro-gaming at my friend's apartment playing truth or dare Jenga. I pulled a brick that said to do a lap around the outside of the building naked. Easy enough, but it was the middle of winter so I slipped and fell on some ice and ended up breaking my ankle. At least you had ice on it right away. Young, like 11 or 12, playing truth or dare with my friends outside at my house. One friend dares me to pee in the bird bath, which was in plain sight of where my parents and neighbors could see. I do it. He thinks it's funny. Next time it comes around to him, he chooses dare. Other friend dares him to drink the water in the bird bath. That went wrong on him quick. A group of 7 of us, 4 girls and 3 guys, are in our college dorm's communal area. We're playing and drinking and it started out pretty tame. Most people were picking truth and the dares were things like take a shot or text an ex. Then things took a turn. One of the girls, let's call her Ashley, asks for dare, and one of the guys, call him Bill, says I dare you to suck my dong and let me see M on your face. Everyone just kind of awkwardly chuckles and tries to laugh it off. Then without warning Bill whips out his erect dong. Everyone flipped out and yelled at asking WTF he was doing. He kind of laughed it off and then we all just kind of dispersed to our rooms. A few months later Bill got kicked out of school for ARPing a different girl. What the frick, Bill? Middle school. Buddy was dared to go into closet and kiss this girl. Long time goes by so we check on them. He was so nervous he peed himself and they were trying to clean up the mess with the clothes that were hanging up. Hey, cool on the girl for not just running out and making a scene and instead trying to help him. Truth or dare at a friend's house after graduating high school. Everyone was drinking and truth or dare popped up. One of the lads was particularly mad enough to pretty much do whatever we suggested even when sober. The bottle lands on him and someone says, dare you to skinny dip in the pool. Within a flash, he's out of his clothes and running towards the pool. He jumps and overshoots it by so freaking much that he goes stomach first into the diving board. Maybe he was holding in the burgers we ate. Maybe the alcohol had loosened his butthole too much. Or maybe it was just an unfortunate accident. But he sprayed out all of his crap when he hit it. He then fell into the pool in the area of his diarrhea crap. Friend who owns the pool yells, what the frick, and runs over. He picks up the pool cleaner net and starts trying to fish the crap out, but it's pure liquid, so he starts hitting the crappy friend on the head with it. Crappy friend gets out of the pool, gets a crap eating grin, and starts walking towards us like that hallway scene from Paranormal Activity 4, shouting, give Emmy a hug. We locked him outside until he passed out. The pool was ruined. At least he made the best out of the situation. Sounds like a funny sucker. Dare. Lick my dad's bald head. He wasn't prepared for that. Got dared to French kiss a girl I had a huge crush on and somehow hit her nose with my tongue, and from then on it was remember when L3 put his tongue up what's her name's nose. 25 years later and it still embarrasses me. If 25 years has passed and that's the embarrassing moment people remember, you have done quite well, I think. Played truth or dare with my friends in high school. I was dared to go around my apartment building selling underwear. One guy opened the door and was actually genuinely interested in buying a 16-year-old girl's underwear until his wife came out and started yelling at him. Me and my friends quickly left, but I'm pretty sure I caused a huge fight between them. Oh my, I've had this one for a long time. When I was much younger we had my younger cousin over. She came from a very bad home but state they never would do anything. Anyways, I think she was 6-7 at the time. My sister, her and myself decided to play truth or dare. Sister dared my cousin to eat some cat food. Seems gross enough and being young. Hey, that's funny. She picks some up and eats it without flinching a moment. We blindly stare in awe at what she did. What came next shocked us. My sister asked her how she ate it so easily. Oh, well, that is what we eat at home a lot. Yep, my uncle was starving his children to the point they were eating cat food to survive. Being young we never said anything to anyone about it. A regret we have to this day. Way back in high school, a girl was dared to go up behind the boy she fancied and put a jumper over his head. She did, but he turned his head instinctively, so ended up with his face buried in her tea. Great tea, Sarah, he exclaimed without thinking. Win for him, but I've never seen a girl genuinely look like a tomato before. Reminds me of a party where I was fooling around with a girl, trying to gaffer tape each other, and 2 guy friends ran up and gaffer taped us firmly and tightly together. Best wingman ever. When I was in 10th grade I was invited to a small party of just my girlfriends and just one guy. All these girls had a crush on the one guy and told me that they wanted to play truth or dare and my job was to make sure he was to kiss them or whatever at all times. Well, he caught on and would only say truth, so they asked him out of all us girls who he was willing to frick and he said me. Turns out he was gay and said me because he knew I wasn't trying to be creepy. I was very unpopular that night after he left. Unpopular amongst a group of people who were giving off creepy vibes. That makes you a super upstanding citizen. Just after I turned 21 I had a housewarming party and invited a bunch of people. Some I knew well, others not so much, all drinking. Up next was a guy that I was peripheral friends with, but didn't know that well, and he chose dare. The darer was a bit of a dong, and likewise dared said peripheral friend to slap me in the face with his wang. We got him back by me doing the same to the original darer, and that started a friendship that has resulted in being each other's best man and godparents to children. Best case scenario for getting a dong slap to the face I can't think of honestly. Straight guys are so gay sometimes. It was at a girl's birthday party. Super conservative religious parents. She had been talking for weeks about how she got a tattoo without her parents' knowledge on her butt and was dared to prove it to us, her skeptical friends. She agreed by bending over the card table we were at so everything waist down was out of view, dropping her pants, and told me to come confirm. I was standing behind this girl with her pants around her knees, bent over a table while the other people were laughing and cheering, when her mother came downstairs and opened the door and saw this. Uni, all drunk. Friend dared his girlfriend to make out with another chick. She did. Awesome. She likes it. They flirt, talk a lot during drinking. End of night comes. They go home. Back to her dorm room. Together. My friend the boyfriend isn't invited. Weeks later, girlfriend actually leaves him to be with the other girl. Be careful what you wish for, especially when your wish is basically cucking yourself. Friend of mine told me about a toad game she played during high school. One of the girls was dared to take off her shirt and run down the street topless yelling fire. She accepted the dare and got arrested for indecent exposure. Steve dared Molly to kiss me. I gave him $20 to do it. Molly ran out of the room crying. Molly actually wanted to kiss Steve. Not me, but I remember a post about someone being dared to go home and they did. I remember this. He was at his crush's house and she dared him to leave. A moment of silence for the poor guy. All my friends got dared to play spin the bottle, so they all started a game. One of them had the beginnings of a herpes cold sore and they all got terribly sick and came out of it with oral herpes. 7 people. This is probably the worst one. Was playing truth or dares and got dared to lick the bare inner thigh of a girl I liked. Just as I was about to do it, she went pale and ran away to the toilets to throw up for a few minutes. I was pretty gutted until somebody pointed out that a couple of minutes before she had been dared to eat a daffodil. We thought she'd eat a couple petals or something, but she was a trooper. Ate the whole head in one bite, then took lots of little bites along the stem, like nom 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 nom. 2 mouthfuls and the whole thing was gone. The next day somebody was telling their parents about it and they informed us that daffodils are poisonous and if she hadn't thrown up she might have had to go to hospital. Still pretty gutted I never got to lick her leg and anything else that might have led to, but at least the prospect of that wasn't what caused the vomiting. Myself included. The party was 3 guys and 3 girls. When the game started getting steamier and we had taken most of our clothes off, a guy asked one of the girls, and she chose dare. I dare you to make out with me in the bedroom, along with the other 2 girls. They went with him. The other guy and I spent the next hour playing Soul Calibur in our underwear. He went all in and it paid off. Some drunk guy in a bar dared me to do a crappy thing that I don't even remember. I was drunk too. I said no. He punched me in the face and went back to his drinking, leaving me on the ground. To this day I have no idea why he did that, but I remember that it was hurting a lot despite me being drunk too. Ex asked me what's the nastiest thing I have done sexually. She clearly expected me to ask her back and impress me with some story she had in mind. We never got to that point. I'm a nasty dude and she didn't want to play after I answered. I watched a guy eat 2 empty large pizza boxes. The entire room was quiet the whole time until he was halfway through the second box and someone said please stop this and he growled and finished the box. It was incredibly uncomfortable. I was very sad for some reason, even though I did not have to eat the pizza boxes. So right after high school on a trip with 3 friends, we end up playing truth or dare and somehow I was dared to swallow a tablespoon of salt. Now this is way before the cinnamon challenge and I have no idea what made my friend dare me this. But I am no bee and swallowed that whole spoonful. I thought I was going to die. My throat instantly dried up and I could not figure out how to breathe right. After about 15 minutes and a ton of water I lived. I was dumb for doing it. Had to do a body shot off a random girl. Ended up slipping and headbutting her in the chest. Back in 2001 I was dared to go hide in a closet to scare this other girl that had walked away for a minute. I go into said closet. I wait. 2 dudes and 2 girls enter bedroom. They all start making out and fingering etc. I am now stuck in the closet. They end up leaving 30 mins later. I wait 5 mins. Exit closet and go downstairs. Male friends laugh at me and say I was spying on them. Girls hate me. Frick those guys. My friends and I used to play truth or dare at the hospital. For reference, we were in our late teens. Old enough so we couldn't do this stuff at home with our parents in the next room, but not old enough to hang out at bars. So we chose the hospital parking lot. Because it was a big place where people left us alone. We'd play this game in our parked car. Yes, it's all very weird, but puts the story in perspective. One cold and miserable winter night, a guy in our group was dared to exit the vehicle naked and run a single lap around the car. He was pretty crazy, so this was no big deal. The guy, let's call him Herman, stripped down and jumped out of the car, ran a lap, and then tried to open the door again. But for some reason, this triggered the car alarm, with the rest of us sitting inside. Instead of climbing back in, Herman decided to run into a little area near the main building, crouching down near one of those cages that holds the gas meters and electrical equipment. It looked like the opening scene of The Terminator. While Herman hid between the cage and some bushes, a security guard came out of nowhere and walked toward the car. By this time, the alarm had stopped. He stared at our car from a distance, saw nobody near it, and somehow didn't notice us sitting inside. Turned around and left. As soon as the guard vanished, Herman came sprinting back to the vehicle across the icy parking lot, and was spotted by someone else who began yelling. He jumped back in and we sped off. That was our last night hanging out at the hospital. I feel like an opportunity to use the word Herminator was missed. Early high school, got dared to kiss the girl next to me. She recoiled in embarrassment's fear so I lost the dare. Joke's on her. 12 years later we met in a bar and now we're in a relationship. Friend's living room. 9 PM. 40 minutes in. Everybody drunk or half drunk. I started the fire by daring a girl to go topless and dance. 10 minutes later crap got real and can't exactly remember what was the exact dare or who invented it, but like 2 seconds after dare was starting my friend's mom opened the door just in time to see 2 topless dudes, 1 topless girl, 1 empty bottle of vodka, just opened bottle of wine and 1 girl about to lick another girl's butt. We were all 16. Horrible mini-map awareness. Playing truth or dare Jenga. Pull the block saying kiss the person on your left. I place a sweet gentle kiss on the girl to my left cheek. She blushes. Fast forward 11 years. I am single and she has half my crap. Dang. Burglary is a real issue these days. At least you know who did it. Hopefully the cops can find her. Just watched my crush vomit into a cup, drink his vomit and proceed to vomit it out again on a dare. Weirdly enough, I still like him. This is Diamond SpongeBob. He only appears every 200,000 videos. Subscribe for good luck. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.